Were you the one that told me? No, maybe not. I think it's like while we were away, somebody said that there was a
Pigs have pussies.
crime
Nope.
went down in like the mall that we frequent when you're off. There was like some robbery or some shit. And whoever I was
Yeah, I'm
telling,
sure
I
that
was like, oh
happens.
man, we go there kind of like.
Pretty sure that happens, if I had to guess, daily. Like someone
Yeah, but
probably.
can you imagine like if like being there while that's something like that's happening and like we have Colton with us? Well, I think I would like fucking
A robbery? Like
pee my
something like
pants.
shoplifting?
Yeah,
A
but like,
shoplifter is going to cause you to pee your pants?
well, what if it's like with like an armed robbery?
Well,
I don't know. I think I would just be terrified. Unless like there's a untapped like motherly instinct that I haven't had to like bring out yet.
oh yeah, you're
That-
super Saiyan? I don't know what they have in Naruto.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I've
Super,
never seen that.
super Naruto?
I've never seen that in my entire life.
Naruto? You
Yeah.
watch Naruto all the time.
You say that, but it was
All the time.
definitely
It's
not.
always on TV. It's Bluey and Naruto.
Yeah. Speaking of Bluey, we need to watch some more new episodes.
Yeah, waiting on you, man.
Waiting on you.
Waiting on
I'm not
me.
gonna watch without you.
Sorry that I work. What do you do?
Watch reruns of Bluey.
Yeah, seriously, you could watch it without me.
So, I was listening to the Hey Babe podcast earlier,
Hey, bub.
and they had a guest on. I'm not sure who he was, but sorry.
Jeez, dude.
He said that
Not professional at all.
he's been sober for years, and he's like, yeah, man, just raw dogging life. So that's what you're doing.
Oh, yeah, just out there raw dogging it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good way to put it, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I'm definitely in... When the opportunity arises and it presents itself, I'm definitely going to partake in the devil's lettuce from time to time. In some form or another.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you already did that.
Yeah, I know. Not a regular thing, but if it ever pops up, if someone were to just be like, here, would you like some? I'd be like, sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, people at his work, if you're listening and also happen to partake in that, please don't offer him any.
What? I'm an adult. I'm allowed to do what I want to do.
But anyway, that's a good like little segue into one of the things
something different. Okay.
raw dogging, yeah. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, because I also heard this on that podcast I was listening to earlier, is the whole thing with, and I don't know like the entire story, but Brittney Griner, is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
The whole thing with this.
Have we not talked about it yet?
Not yet, but let me preface this story with a fun fact. When I was, so I used to play, basketball for school and stuff like that, but in the summer I would play for AAU traveling teams and we would go. So I think this was a tournament in Hampton, Virginia. I forget what year.
Really starting to locate ourselves, but sure. Really starting to narrow in that circle on where we might be. But yep, go for it.
I mean, I definitely put our state on our Instagram posts.
All right, well.
But anyways, we were like between games and there were empty courts and we were shooting around and stuff like that. Well, Brittney Griner was in the tournament. And I remember like a bunch of girls on my team being like, look, oh my God, look how tall she is. Like, let's go ask if she'll take a picture with us. And they did take pictures with her. So I'm pretty sure I could like reach out to some of those girls and be like, hey, can I get that picture?
Oh.
But I just think that that's funny that she got famous and now she's just like in trouble. And
she didn't didn't even get famous.
Okay, but she
peaked to...
What, is she WNBA? I don't even know that much.
No, not even, because she was playing in Russia. That's what she was doing in Russia.
She doesn't even...
I think she was trying to make money. Like,
she doesn't even play for a team in the
so.
U.S.?
No.
Okay, so here's my whole like takeaway from it. And like I said, I don't really know much about it. Just that she got caught with whatever. I don't even know. Was it...
I've got hot takes. Got hot takes on this situation.
Well, this is my only question. And now that you tell me she wasn't even on a U.S. team, my whole question is like...
To be fair, I'm not an expert on WNBA teams and lineups, but I'm pretty sure she was playing in Russia because I think there's an ability to make more money in Russia.
Okay.
That's why some
So-
hockey players like will forego coming to the NHL and play in Russia, especially as they get older, because they're not going to make as much money in
Yeah.
the NHL. They'll stay in Russia and they can still be pretty good and make a ton of money.
So my question is, why is this the entire country's problem and not just her and her family's problem? Like, what is she to us? Why is she such an asset?
Because she's a strong black female. I'm going to guess is why anyone cares right now.
So
Right now, the big thing that's
I
going
get
around
that,
from other
but-
people is like, why are we even going to care about this when there's hundreds of thousands of people in the United States in jail for the same thing?
Exactly. And like, I get it I don't get it, because in the first place, if you're going to have that stuff, don't be stupid and careless with it. Like, I think
she's an idiot.
I heard that like it was just in a pocket from a previous travel and she forgot to take it out.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Don't be stupid with
No. No one doesn't check their pockets.
Yeah.
Like, and B, okay, too bad. Like,
Exactly.
you traveled into another country, a country that, like, as an American, you probably know to be, like, at best, somewhat sketchy.
Yeah.
And you took to them
But
illegal
if you're
drugs.
in another country, period, you play by their rules.
Yeah, you fucked up big time.
Yeah. So she got what, like 9 years? Is that what?
That's
the
what. Yeah, I think
sentence
I don't
was?
know. I don't even know if she's been sentenced yet. But yeah, they're like looking for like 9 to 10 years.
So what is everybody crying because, like, oh, in the U.S., like you would just get a fine. You wouldn't even blah blah blah. She's not in the U.S.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
your problem.
Not even that, because in parts of the U.S. you'll still go to jail for it.
Yeah.
But no, I think
That's a long time to
I
be
think
sentenced,
everybody is upset, and it's not everybody. It's, I'm gonna guess, woke white chicks are like, how could we let this black athlete, this amazing athlete, and it's like,
So that's the thing,
it's
though.
like,
if she
no,
wasn't an
she's
athlete,
not even, no, nobody would care.
right?
If
But
the-
like
if-
you
if-
said,
if
she
she was
may or
just
may
some
not even be on a
random-
team that represents the U.S.
Well, she represents the U.S. by just being an American. She's the best female basketball player in the world.
Is she, though?
Yeah, I think so.
In the world of
yeah,
all time?
I mean, I don't know of all time, but like right now, she's the best female basketball player in the world. But that makes her like, I don't know, in the top 500 of dudes, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and she's also not smart. Like, she said she was on record saying she said she was gonna beat some NBA player 1-on-1 years ago too, and people were like freaked out.
Really?
People freaked out because they were like, "You're crazy. You're not even gonna beat like G League players." Like, it's just,
So I don't know
people are so fucking crazy.
I don't know
You
if
just
they were
don't-
joking when they said this part on the podcast, but are we trying to like make deals with like
Yeah, we're
with
actively
arms dealers and like let's trade?
I think we're actively like trying
So
to.
fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
let your family handle this. Like, why is that a
Well, their family
government
their
like?
family can't do anything about it. You just need to serve your fucking time. But yeah, no, they're like
you
actively
fucked up.
looking at trying to swap like an arms dealer. Yeah, for a chick that can hit layups.
Oh my god.
Like, that's literally what's happening.
Oh my gosh. So in other words, like, no, you don't have to take responsibility for your mistake. No, we gotcha.
I wish
So
that would
stupid.
be a much more tenable. It would be a much more understanding place to come from. Like of absolute compassion, I could almost be like, okay, I could understand. I see why you would come from that, even if it's still stupid. But people are upset because of this fake, like, guilt thing that is tied into like wokeness. It's the only thing I can think of. Because yeah, like, if it was just some random person, I guarantee you there are just random people in Russia that are Americans serving time for the same thing.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
The only reason anyone cares is because they know her name. She's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
minority, quote unquote minority, and she's somewhat famous. And so it's an easy, like, it's just easy for people to be like, I stand with Brittney Griner. It's like, dude,
Right.
you fucking don't even, you've never watched a WNBA game in your life. Why do you care?
Yeah.
how could you care? And it like she
Yeah,
made a
I
stupid
just
mistake.
right.
That's the end of it.
So yeah, so take
Like
accountability and
I can't like an uncalculable
do you know how old she is? I guess probably around my age, right?
yeah, gotta be maybe a couple years younger.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, you made such a colossal, like a seismic mistake in
Yeah,
life,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and you're like, the president should do this. Now, to be fair,
Right.
I don't know. I know she's personally been like, I hope President Biden, like, dude, it's
Oh,
crazy,
so
and
she like dropped his name, so
oh yeah, she's
pretty much
definitely,
sent a call to action like save me,
yeah,
president.
yeah, because she does like, and who can blame her? Yeah, nobody wants to spend time in Russian prison, I'm sure, but
What do you mean
also,
who can blame her?
well,
She's to blame.
no, I mean like who can blame her for not wanting to be in
Yeah.
Russian jail?
Yeah, to try to like be desperate and ask for it. Yeah. But like you said though, like if you're about to travel into a like a country, especially a country like that, you should definitely figure out what's
She
in your bags before you
potentially put
you
to death
know
in
there's
China.
going to be like what not x-rays but like you walk through the security shits and like
Yeah,
the
yeah, this is the security shits.
yeah so you know
Yeah,
that your bags are going to get
when the
checked.
security's had a rough meal, they have the security shits. Yeah, yeah,
You tread you walk through the shits on the floor
yeah.
literally. Yeah, but
But
that's
yeah,
just insane to me. Like it's a long time to serve, but like don't be stupid in the
but
first
well, the
place.
insane part is that it would even be considered that like we would give up someone
Yeah.
like an actual criminal, like someone
Yeah, it's
who's
totally not like
yeah,
it's not the same.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And again, like I could again, like if it were LeBron James, I'd be like, oh, all right, like I can see why this is causing a stir. LeBron James is worth billions, of course.
Oh yeah,
Like
because
people are gonna
money's
freak out.
yeah. I
I,
mean,
I mean, I think. I mean, this chick was totally off my radar. I remember her being a big deal in college because she was like
tall as
dunking.
shit.
She was dunking.
Yeah.
But in like, I mean, when I say dunking, I mean she was like
Not even
just
jumping.
just barely in,
Yeah.
just barely getting them in.
Yeah.
But I guess that's like an ultimate weapon against women in basketball because most of them are like 5'9". So if you can just
Okay.
touch the rim,
A little insulted. Just kidding.
dude, Brittany Griner would
Just
have
kidding. I think I'm
crushed you.
5'10". Yeah, she would have.
So all right,
Oh
I'm
my
just
gosh.
saying,
The
secret
one
weapon.
high
If you
school.
can stand up and touch the rim as a woman,
Yeah.
you're instantly
You know,
99%.
the one high school, like, I'm not gonna, obviously, but it's, like, near us. I think that there was, like, rumor that their, like, coaches and stuff would pay for housing and bring these chicks
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
So unfair for anyone to play against them. They're fucking trees, and we would just, like, let
yeah.
me try to, like,
Should
shoot this
have
left.
should
Also,
have should have been
also
better, I
the fake
guess.
shot that I just, that was.
Yeah, and that's why you were so
No, we
good.
talked about this the other day. Had and still do have a good jump shot.
Yep.
I haven't lost it yet.
Okay. I never
I beat
played basketball.
you. I beat you in the arcade
Once.
on vacay
One time.
at least a couple times.
No. Trust me, I've been
This most
keeping.
recent.
Trust me, I've been keeping track. And of the last probably 5 times, 6 times that we've played, I think I've won 4. And you've
You
taken
know.
2. Don't even play the sport.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did have the
Just
most bricks come back at my face.
yeah, you can't judge the power in which you need to shoot arcade basketballs. So they're just ricocheting over the glass back at you. Like,
The same thing with the power when I tried to like play ping pong with you.
yeah, yeah.
It just like I hit it way too hard, way too often.
But yeah, no, like Brittany Griner, you need to stay in Russia. Sorry, you fucked up big time.
Yep.
And like giving up someone who's legitimately probably tied to some form of murders and like trafficking of any kind
Mm-hmm.
should probably like not be given back.
Yeah.
to Russia, but whatever.
Definitely not
Again,
even,
it's
even swap.
I think it's also part of it is like it's an easy it's a slam dunk, you could say,
All right, we're not going to say that.
of like people in the government to be like, look, we got this black woman out of prison in Russia. Like, we're doing good. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But anyway, we mentioned like playing games a little bit on vacation. I wanted to talk about vacation too, and
Sick segue.
I actually don't know who like was on this clip that you played in the car. It was on the way home. You played a Joe Rogan clip.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out JRE. I don't know
How
who was on the
dare
clip.
you invoke his name?
I'm sorry.
You're
What?
not even a fan.
I
Don't
like
be.
him enough.
I don't want to call him what my other podcast. I don't want to steal from him. They have a cool nickname for him. They call him Saint Rogies.
Oh God.
It's really funny, and I find it adorable. But yeah,
But anyway, I really liked the clip you played in the part where they were talking about how being in like beach towns and like near those parts of nature
I think
really
it
put
was
into perspective like
it was
how
Louis
small
C.K.
you are in this world.
Yeah, it was Louis C.K. he was
Oh,
talking
it
to.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked.
Louis C.K. was on there recently.
It's so true though, because like you're sitting. They were saying how like you
It
sit
was
and you watch the
It
ocean.
was Louis C.K. and another comedian, Joe List.
You watch the ocean and you just like realize how quickly it could just take you out. Like
When they were saying
really,
how like
you're just
you're
a
sitting in front of
speck.
this thing that just doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly. Yeah. And so yeah, it's like it's relaxing and like nice to take it in, and like
I think in a way it's humbling is what it is.
it is.
Because it very much is. It's like I mean I tried to play. It's long, but I tried to play the one thing for you at one time. Carl Sagan's like Little Blue Dot. It's the same concept. It like there's a humbling experience to come with like realizing how tiny you don't want to use the word insignificant because
Well, that's what I was just thinking. So. You could use that word.
yeah, but I mean in the tininess, in the humbleness of it all, like a weird kind of like dichotomy happens where it's like, oh, you're so insignificant that in that insignificance everything becomes incredibly significant. Like
Yeah,
the
I
people
understand
you
that,
know,
what
the
you're
family
saying.
you have, like things become very significant because you are just this tiny speck. Like
Yeah.
and it makes you kind of put into perspective that like what you have around you and what you're able to have around you is like truly like you should be truly grateful for it. And
Right. Right. But that made me it just made me start thinking about how like I don't know, and I wanted to get your opinion on this too. I don't know that if we were to move someplace like that where we just came from on vacation, I don't know that I would ever get sick of it. Like being by the ocean.
yeah, I mean I feel like it'd be pretty tough to like
Yeah,
get
I
sick of it.
really
I don't know. I mean ocean would be cool. I wouldn't mind like just in the woods.
Oh, really?
You know,
Well, you probably know my top reasons why I would mind that.
because you're weird and you think that someone would try to kill us in the woods.
No, because the bugs would be inescapable.
Oh well, I think it depends. I'm sure
We
there
don't
are
even
parts
really
of
live in the woods here, and we fucking get attacked every time we walk out the door.
yeah, but I'm sure there are parts of the woods where mosquitoes aren't something that you have to be concerned about.
You think so?
Yeah, mosquitoes aren't just everywhere just because I would imagine. Like the reason they're here is because we live in a swamp.
Yeah.
Like our whole area
But aren't
is
wooded
swampland.
areas naturally like damp because of all the trees and coverage? The
Not
sunlight doesn't
necessarily.
really dry it all out.
Not necessarily.
So why would you pick that over beach?
I mean,
Because of the seclusion?
yeah, I think I personally.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be where all the tourists are coming?
No, not even. No, it's not the tourists. I mean, that is part of it. But I mean, if it was like a beach that no one goes to is just yours
Yeah.
versus
fighting for a spot in the
like a
sand.
wooded area. Like I don't know. I think I do lean more towards like the woods and
Yeah.
actual nature. To me, water and the beach and stuff isn't necessarily like nature as much as it's kind of like the absolute like suppression of nature, other than like like fish and shit. Fuck that. Fuck fish. I don't fish. Don't do any of that. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but
the
I would
ocean
much
is
rather be
nature. I
sort
don't
of
know what you're saying.
like I would. It's like you don't, other than you have like birds, but other
Yeah.
than birds,
Are
there's
you
not really
saying
like
that because
wildlife. There's not trees. You don't have that
oh,
kind of stuff.
because the sand and that part of the beach is like
Yeah,
kind of man, like
it's not
we keep.
man-made.
I
It's
know, but
just
we
there's
keep it
just not
clear
much
and
there.
like yeah,
Yeah, and I would much rather. I don't know. I'd prefer the woods.
yeah.
Being just like out there in the woods, I think would be nice.
Yeah.
I think the sounds too. I like the
I
sounds
could
more.
get on board if maybe we weren't at risk of bear
Uh,
attacks and shit.
yeah, there it is. That. I mean, that's why,
No
like I said,
Sasquatch attacks.
that's why I said, like people, like oh, like someone's gonna come kill us.
Yeah.
Bear attacks. They're not gonna attack your house. How would they do that?
I mean, don't they like follow their noses? Like if they smell food and stuff.
Yeah, you just go to a part of the woods where bears don't live. Again,
Okay.
bears don't just live in all the woods.
Sure they do.
All right. Well,
But yeah, we just came back from vacation recently, and
attacked by bears.
I mean,
Beach bears.
I had the best time. I hope you did too.
The best time?
The best
Like
time.
the absolute of all times best?
The best time of this summer.
Well,
I think is fair to say.
yeah. I mean, definitely for this summer, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a good time. It went by way too fast. I know.
Well, in the week we kept saying like, man, this week is dragging. And
Well,
it
I
felt
said
like
one day it did.
Yeah, but it felt like that to me
But,
too.
oh no, for me, I was definitely like, man, this is flying by.
Yeah.
There was the one day where I was like, oh, you know what? Time's actually kind of inching by, and I like this. I wish it had all inched by, but it went by way too fast.
It's feelings like that make me wish we had like a property on, like in a town like that, not only to rent out, but like to go and use whenever we wanted. So we wouldn't be limited to the week because it's so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I just wish we had,
Yeah.
that capability. But yeah, so now every time I say the word beach or something, Colton's always like, wah.
Yeah.
Like, no, we can't go to the water now.
Yeah.
And I actually texted my mom today because we stayed in a big house with like my parents and my siblings and their families and stuff like that. And so now, after living in the same space with them for a week, Colton's just like been yelling for my mom.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, no, my mom's not here. She's at her house. And then after I say that, he says his noise for Pap and then his noises for Tobe.
Yeah.
So cute. He's just like, what happened to everybody? We were just living together. But yeah, it was really fun. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice.
And in moments like that, I always feel like I need to take pictures of every cute little thing because you know how my memory like can suck sometimes. I just don't want to forget all the cute stuff, Yeah. But then the pictures just sit in my phone.
Yeah, I'm glad you. I can't. I very much like to be. Not to say that you're not in the moment, but I just like to be like in it and just not. I just don't take pictures like that.
Yeah,
ever,
I know.
Really.
But I think one day you might be thankful that I did.
Well, yeah, not saying that I wouldn't, but
yeah. So yeah, I was so glad that you were able to go because I think I would have been devastated.
Well, I mean, that wasn't.
Huh?
Wasn't really an option.
Yeah, that's true. We talked about that.
Was gonna roll those dice, figure something out no matter what. So.
Yeah. So speaking of vacation and like going to and from, I think so I used to get like more road rage. I don't think I really do anymore because I think do you think it's fair to say when you don't let shit bother you on the road, you've reached like a new level of maturity? Like you just don't let other people being stupid affect your mood or anything like that. Well, I don't think that you do really either, but you brought up the fact that there was traffic like quite a lot.
Yeah, I hate traffic.
I
I
know.
hate.
And you weren't getting pissed about it. Like you weren't, I don't think you were cussing or getting
Well,
mad, but you were
my
just like, this shouldn't be happening.
yeah. I mean, I don't know why, but I instantly go to like, if people weren't stupid,
Yeah.
we should be able to drive on roads without traffic.
Well, that's the problem now, isn't it?
Yeah, and so it is frustrating when it's like when two lanes merge into one,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just the
Everyone
idiots
has to
who
be
wants to
first.
just yeah, everyone wants to like race to the same spot, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
you inherently can't. Like,
Yeah.
not everyone can be first. And there's a much more strategic way of doing this where if everyone would just let one person in,
Mm-hmm.
you would all merge. There'd be way less just fucking stopping,
Yeah.
and we could all just
Ideally.
get to the place.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. I'm gonna call him out and sorry, Dad, if you watch this, but my dad lets people get to him on the road a lot.
I could imagine.
And
I mean,
a
when he
part of me
calls you while we are all driving to his place
to tell me about traffic.
to tell you, like, basically to be like, do this, and we're like, we're not even on the same road. Like, we're
Yeah.
taking a totally separate way than you took.
Um
And
but I can't imagine because he drove for a living for like 22 plus
yeah,
years. So I get that he's probably just sick of it and sick of people on the road like to begin with. But I have to believe that he would be so much like more happy if he just ignored people
yeah.
doing stupid stuff on the
Well, I
like
think
not happy in general because he's like pretty much a happy person, but just like happy while he's driving.
though.
It doesn't have to be stressful while
Yeah,
you're driving, is my
I
point.
don't know. I think our parent. I don't know if it's like a generational thing or what, and I don't even know really how to articulate it all that well. But I think our parents and I mean, we're the next generation. So I've interacted with like my parents, your parents, they're like the generation, but that came before us.
Yeah.
Interacted with them quite a bit,
Yeah.
and the majority of them seem like maybe I don't know. They missed out on some kind of ability to chill out, like to almost mature in a way that would allow them to chill out.
Maybe they got all their chilling out done
I mean,
what in like the
and
70s when
it's not even just chilling out. Like, I mean, like my mom does things where I'm like, Mom, you're almost 60. You need to fucking rein it in, man. Like, a perfect example is whenever, and you've been around for it, I want to say a couple times, but whenever my mom gets on about my brother and his car accident and me growing up as a kid, it instantly becomes and like a very emotional thing for her, where
oh,
she's like,
okay. Well,
uh,
it wasn't an emotional thing.
okay,
But you're
yes,
saying she doesn't have to get that emotional every time?
yeah. I mean, it's like 20 years past,
Yeah.
25.
But it's not like the impact is not there. It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was
Okay,
a
yeah,
light.
okay. But this is where this is the root of the thing. Yes, I understand that there will always be I don't know, a pain, but it's like you got to cry in front of me? 'Cause I don't like to deal with that.
Okay.
I don't want to deal with that.
Okay, so it's a you thing. It's not your mom's
No,
thing.
no, no. It's a lot. It's
Just
adults.
because emotion makes
It's
you
no,
uncomfortable.
no. It's the generation ahead of us because it's not just emotion. That's what I'm saying. It's not just emotion. It's
Yeah.
there seems to be in the generation that came before us an inability, not an inability, but just I don't know. The ones that I've dealt with just don't
I
seem
was
to
going to
have
say, I don't know if
connected
we can make that
a.
blanket statement, but the ones that we've
I'm
encountered.
making that blanket statement on the ones that I've encountered for the most part all seem, and I'm sure it has to do with the time that they grew up in,
Yeah.
but there doesn't seem to, maybe there was just never an encouragement to be like a big part of not even like monetary success, but just a big part of success in living a decent life is to like rein yourself in and have a level of control over like yourself in
Yeah.
all facets. And I don't know if they were really encouraged to do that. I think they were encouraged to like kind of like
Be
pull yourself.
swayed by their environment, like.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's like I said, it's hard to
Um,
express. But
but let me bring it back because I
John is the most
chill.
like the well. I wouldn't even
He's
call him.
pretty laid back when he's
I don't know if I'd call him chill,
around us anyway.
but he's the most like I guess put together. Like
Yeah.
he seems like he could probably take on a good bit without like
Freaking out.
freaking out or breaking down or like he just seems to be like
Yeah.
put together. Good
Yeah.
job, Mom. Good job, Mom. John's a good one.
So I've told my mom this a handful of times
I would
that
actually say your mom too, by the way, is one
You think so?
that I've like. Yeah, I think.
You better hope I don't lose my train of thought because you keep cutting me off.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Anyways,
Go ahead.
no, I like that you say that,
I was
and
just gonna give your mom a compliment, but hey, whatever.
she is, but sometimes I feel like maybe she is like held together, put together to a fault that in that she doesn't speak out and like speak her mind
Yeah.
as often as maybe she should.
Yeah.
And she tells me stories sometimes where like she just has to say something about, because it's just like,
See, you say that could be, and I could see how it could be a fault, but I could also see how that's like.
yeah, to keep things bottled up for a long period of time.
But I could also see how like. I could see how you could consider it a fault, but I also could see how it's like, man, that takes a level of strength for like. I'm gonna hold on to some of this, like I'm gonna hold back on some of this stuff for just the betterment of like everyone around me. Like
Yeah, but is it better for her to do that?
well,
Is my point.
like I said, when there are things that it's like, I mean, if she has, I mean, well-defined lines where it's like you cross this line and I speak out, then yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
If those lines are very gray and there's like a constant struggle where she doesn't know if she should or shouldn't,
Yeah.
then maybe not so good. But if it's like I can take it up to here, but if you push me past here, I'm letting you know.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, she's like to me that's like a level of strength, and I think that's like a level of maturity where it's like, yeah,
Right.
sometimes
and maybe it stems from like the idea that you just don't want to be in conflict. You don't want to like make waves, and if that's the case, like I probably get that from her because I'm that way as well. Like I don't want to I just don't like confrontation. But
I wouldn't even say you don't like conflict or confrontation. Sometimes when I know something's bothering you, I have to like drag the shit out of you. Like you don't like to even tell me when something's bothering you.
Yeah. Well, what's an example? Because maybe I can like explain why. But that being said, I was
just
gonna
feel like
go.
sometimes I'm like, I can tell. I'm like, babe, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. And it'll take me being like, seriously, what's going on?
Yeah.
And it'll be like, I don't know. I'm just feeling overwhelmed. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
fine.
Well, that's
but
probably
you need
why.
to, if you're feeling overwhelmed, instead of having me ask 3 or 4 times, you should just be like, hey, could you do X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Well,
Could you do this? And I'll be like, okay.
I think most of the time it's because I would feel silly saying that to you because maybe it's like silly that I let myself get that way.
Yeah.
But that being said, like about my mom, to take it back to my dad and his mood on the roads, I tell my mom this a bunch that like I see a lot of like I'm a lot like my dad as well in the way that like he I don't know if it's that he needs to be in control, but like he verbalizes like his way of things.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how that really translates to like having some road rage. Oh, but I do have an example. Like there was this one time Colton was younger, but I was driving, my dad was in the passenger seat and Colt was in the back seat, and we were coming up this road that like goes through an intersection, and the right one goes off on a ramp, the left one goes straight. Well, he's always like tries to just like go around people, like get in the left lane and go around people. Well, we were driving in the right lane. He's like, Nikki, go around these people. I'm like, Dad, I'm not doing that. I'm not in a hurry. Like,
Yeah.
why do you want me to?
Yeah.
We have a baby. Like, I'm like, Colton's in the back. I'm not, there's no point. Like, what are we in a hurry for? You
Yeah.
have to catch a flight or something? But yeah, I do have a lot of like both of them in me, obviously, but I'm glad that I don't let things get to me on the road like they used to. I feel like I used to get more pissed.
Yeah.
And then I think my first step was like, I would get pissed and then I would be just like, no, let me turn up my music. Like, that's not going to bother me. And just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, sing whatever I was listening to. But, yeah, you were just funny talking about traffic on the road. And you're like, why is this happening? I'm
Yeah.
like, babe, because human beings, that's why.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
like it, and I don't like. I mean, I guess.
Well, maybe it's good you weren't driving then.
Yeah, I don't like humans. I guess either. I'm like, man, you guys fucking really suck, dude. This is a real struggle.
But yeah, it was. We're really, honestly, really blessed with Colton because that ride home was like way longer than going there, and he held it together. Toward the end,
Was
he
it
got a
longer?
little.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, babe, it was like 8 hours coming home. We had 2 like lengthy stops, I think.
Yeah,
But going there, I feel
we
like
left it. Yeah, I guess it was maybe 8 hours, just under. I mean, we left at like 10, and we got home by like 5.
it was
So,
like, yeah.
So 7 hours.
But yeah, I was really proud of him.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He literally doesn't really. He isn't that annoying. It's pretty cool.
He isn't that annoying.
Yeah. I mean, he's really doing you the service of me being like, we could probably go for a second.
Right?
Like, you really.
Yeah, that conversation was fun.
What?
Yesterday when you were like, I mean, how soon are you talking? You said we said 5 years.
Yeah, we did. We 100%.
I think you
when
said
he
that
was
in
born,
your head.
No, I know for a fact because I was like, well, me and all of my siblings are 5 years from the next.
Okay.
So my oldest is 10 years older than me. Middle is 5 years.
Yeah, and how were your relationships with them?
Fine. I mean, my oldest wasn't really around. At
'Cause
least
he
by
was
the time.
older?
Yeah, but.
So,
Well, I turned out pretty fucking fine, I'd say.
yeah, you did.
Yeah. No, me and my.
They don't need to
my
be
brother
super
were good.
close. Like, obviously, because I told you, like, I'm not ready to be pregnant again, but I also don't think I want 5 years in between.
Yeah. That's how we need to find out about it on the podcast. Yeah, alright. I mean, whatever. Not a hard necessary timeline, but
No, I know. It was just
I just
funny
know
that
that I definitely have brought it up. You've definitely co-signed on it, and you
really?
rarely listen to me all the way through. So
Oh,
I'm not surprised that we're at this point where you're like, you've definitely never said that to me. I'm like, well, I've said it probably 4 times, if I had to guess.
but I'm happy that you aren't just completely against
Yeah, what can I say?
making more babies.
You got a way of bending me outside of the things that I want to do. I didn't want a kid in the first place, and here we are with a
Aww.
kid. Didn't want to pay for a dog. Here we are with a dog
I
that I
don't
paid
know if
for.
it's that you didn't want to have kids, you just never saw yourself.
Yeah, true.
Because you just hadn't met me yet.
Yeah, you know.
You have a thing for gingers with pasty legs, I guess.
All pasty leg ginge.
Yeah.
I think you were the first ginge that I've actually dated, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Should be.
Oh, you know what? I thought of...
Oh, go for it. Yeah, no, go for it.
We should have like a segment,
Oh, yeah?
and we can work on this name, but something that's like
Same page segment.
no,
Nope.
something that's like different page segment.
Oh, and then something that we like differ on, different opinions on.
Either that or something that like I do that you just can't understand why or can't get on board with, and then something that you do that I'm just like, babe, what the fuck are you doing? And I'll tell you this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring up your bathroom habits, and you can stop me if you want.
The distance at which you drive from the steering wheel, I don't get it at all. It's
Every time
the
he
fucking
got in the
weirdest.
car after me,
I'm
he was like,
like
was there
4 inches
fucking
taller than you.
giant driving this car?
4 inches taller than you, and
Look.
every time I sit down in that fucking car after you've driven, I'm
Guys,
like,
I
who
like
is
to just relax and spread out and not feel like I'm
Yao Ming?
scrunched up onto the
Fucking
steering
Yao
wheel.
Ming is driving in this car.
I don't know why you want to be
7'6" Asian basketball player.
I don't know why you want to be all bent up, and I know who Yao Ming is.
Because you're supposed to be in control of the car. You're not supposed to be falling asleep.
Gene, I'm in total control.
Yeah, dude, you're like,
Not falling.
fucking loosey goosey. It's the craziest thing. It's just I don't understand how you can even touch the pedals.
Because I'm a tall drink of water. That's how.
Yeah, no, it's the craziest. I don't like it at all. Not a fan. My bathroom habits. Go for it. Fucking.
You cool with it?
I don't care.
So
Pubes on the toilet.
no.
Backsplash.
No.
Oh.
We talked about it yesterday briefly.
Shaving in the sink.
No.
Talked about it briefly yesterday.
So I don't understand how you can wipe your ass the way you do.
Oh. Yeah, I don't.
And feel clean.
I don't know
Let
what
me.
I'm doing wrong in your opinion is what I'd
That's
like.
what's so cute about it. But let me.
Like the direction?
Yes. Let me finish my side and then I'll let you defend yourself.
Okay.
So obviously we have different anatomy, but
Yeah.
I feel like still as a man, front to back should be the cleanest way. Like get it away from your D&Bs.
Yeah.
Get it away from your like gooch area.
Okay.
Do you feel clean after you do it your way?
Do you think what are you talking about?
After you take a dump ski.
Yeah.
I
go.
So he
What are you
whenever
talking about?
whenever I see you wipe your butt, you're like hold something up that could be a butt. Put your hands like this or something.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not being
just
a
do
part
it.
of this. All right.
Do a
Butt cheeks.
Do a butt. Yeah.
Butt cheeks. That's the hole, the crack.
That is?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever I see you wipe your
These are the
Are we on-
B's. These are the balls. Right here. These are the
Wait,
balls.
now I'm confused.
Balls, butt crack.
Butt back here?
Fine.
Make sure the camera can see. Every time I see him wipe his butt, he's always like this.
No.
Yeah, and I'm like, aren't you pushing
You're-
the shit back down towards your
You're
taint?
crazy. First off, when I wipe, I definitely wipe from base of the balls back,
Okay.
moving
So
everything
what about
away from my
the
balls.
back
And then
and forth
when I'm
thing that you
towards
do?
when I'm towards the end, and I'm trying to be, cleanly,
Yeah.
I'm trying to like get in there and get the rest.
Okay. Okay, so maybe I just catch you at the end when I see you.
Well, you can't you can't even stand being near me wiping. Like in the bathroom taking a poop. You're like,
Oh.
you get all fucking weird.
No, it's not that I get weird about like watching you wipe. I just like don't want to smell you, basically.
Okay.
So,
I was wondering, I was like, when
So
you
I
first
guess I
said it, I was
catch-
like, this crazy person.
I guess I catch your like finishing move.
Because when you brought it up, I was like, is this psycho about to say that she brings the shit towards her pussy?
Ew, no.
Because you were like, the way you wipe. I was like, you mean normally?
No,
like away
like,
from the goods?
I always see like on the occasion that I do see you wiping your butt,
Yeah.
you're doing that little back and forth move, and I'm like, babe.
I'm trying to loosen everything up and get it all out.
Okay, well, doesn't a part of you think that you're like pushing some back down in the danger zone? You know what I mean?
No. Back down in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Like back up my poop hole?
No.
No. There's no part of me that's ever been like, there's gonna be shit on my balls after this, I guess.
Okay.
Never once.
Okay. I mean, that's the move that I witnessed, and I was just like, dude, how are you clean after
I
that?
shit on my balls when I was in the hospital.
I remember you telling
Yeah.
me that. I hope the nurse
yeah.
that had to help you clean was
Dude, I
attractive.
apologized every single time. And no, I would not have wanted any of them to be attractive.
Really?
No.
Why? You don't want
No,
to
I
like
didn't
be
want
taken care of by like
no,
some
no, fucking old
chesty
no,
like
old busty hags is what I needed.
I like how we go from shit talk to busty hags.
No. I apologized every day to
That's their job,
all of
babe.
them.
I'm sure
I
they
don't care what their
get it
job
all the
is.
time.
I don't care what their job is.
Oh, you were probably the best patient. Actually,
I was like, guys,
you were irritable sometimes.
I was like,
but
I'm so sorry about this.
yeah,
I was irritable. Of course I was irritable.
of course you were.
Sometimes.
Yeah, rightly so. But that's cute that you apologized. So, I'm sorry. I'm sure you would have things to say about me if I let you watch me wipe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know. You're weird that you're just like, nope, you can't be there for it.
I mean, it's a self-conscious thing. I don't want you to like judge me.
Yeah, see, that's where I think our love should surpass the judgment. You should judge me and I should judge you, and then we'll talk about it. I mean, you literally just told the world that I wiped my butt wrong, and then I'm wiping butt on my balls.
Okay, well,
wiping my poop on my not my butt on my balls. But wiping
that's
my
the
poop on my balls.
impression that I was under.
Yeah.
Okay, I
So-
promise in the near future I'll let you watch me.
Yeah, I don't know.
See?
Now that it's like
it's not a huge appeal.
now that it's okay, I'm like, I probably won't.
Okay, well, we'll keep it private then. Yeah, so that can be a new segment, different page, something or other.
Yeah, it's gonna be the destruction of our relationship, but I like it.
Different page. I'll have to think of a third word.
Yeah. Yeah, something. I'll figure out. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't the different page book club or something like that.
Yeah, that's
Whatever.
gay.
You're gay.
Sorry,
Also,
you probably can't say that.
Oh yeah, I also can't say that.
That's dumb. Can I say dumb?
Probably not. anymore.
I know, right?
That is cyst norm. You probably say that. Be like, God, what you're saying right now is so cyst normative.
Is that spelled the same way as like a
C-I-
cyst in your body?
No, well, minus the T. CIS.
Oh,
Cis.
cis.
Yeah, it's not cyst.
I mean, I've heard it before, but I
Cis.
just really don't really.
Don't know where it came from. Don't know why
Exactly.
it's cis, but cis norm.
That that Dave Chappelle thing you were listening to before we
He's
started
fucking
recording.
funny.
But was that an old thing?
No, it's like his new one. He
His
came out
new
with all of
special?
them so fast. Yeah, it's like the new one or the one right before it. They all came out pretty close to each other. So,
Yeah.
but he's funny. I mean, he's
hilarious.
legitimately uncancelable. I love it.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
I mean, he took some swings at the trans, and then like not even in a mean way, like not even being vicious about it.
Yeah.
But he said some things that a lot of people wouldn't, and the trans came after him, and he was just like, well, whatever, fucking
Yeah.
have at me.
Right.
I think because he has a really good take though on the whole this weird area that we're in with like feminism and stuff. He has a very like intelligent, smart take where he's basically like no one's disagreeing with like what you guys are going for, but a lot of people are disagreeing with how you're going about it.
Right.
And like how they went. I guess they're still not really going about it
Yeah.
the same way anymore. But like the Me Too movement thing was, like the big one where he was just like, you're like scorching the earth right now, and like while it's an approach, it's certainly an approach you can take.
Yeah.
You're gonna create a lot of fucking people who are not gonna be thrilled with it.
Right.
And you're trying to like again. I think we've talked about it already, but like you're trying to like cancel people for things that aren't necessarily like a cancelable offense.
Yeah.
Like you're not drawing any lines, definitive lines on like where does the death sentence start and end. There was a long time there where it was like, nope, everybody gets the axe.
Right.
Everybody gets fucking chopped down. And you know.
Well, I mean, it's crazy how they're going about it, like, not on a celebrity scale. Like, you're talking about people
Oh
that
yeah,
can be
yeah,
canceled because they're like on social platforms and like they're well known, but
yeah.
um you just reminded me that like so
Some
the county that
some non famous people have been canceled,
the county
but
that but how you can't even
those
do
people.
that.
Yeah, you can. Those people are idiots. So the people who've gotten canceled are idiots.
But you can't be canceled if you don't have a voice in anything.
Well, when you go to like social media and you, let's say, like you work for,
But I'm
I
saying
don't
if you
know.
don't even have social media, if you're not even you know what I
Okay,
mean?
well, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess, but I'm saying like people, normal people have absolutely been canceled and fired for their job. I mean, that's what we're talking about canceling
Oh,
being.
fired.
I mean, that's what being canceled is basically your livelihood being taken away is canceled.
Yeah, but also
No
being
one's
like
can't like
shunned and
yeah, but that's a part of your livelihood being taken away. There have been
like
dummies
bad
who have posted stupid shit on the internet, thinking that they're like.
yeah.
I mean, to some extent, I think I probably have flirted with some things that are probably too risque.
Oh, for the job you have now? Is that what
No,
you're talking about?
just in general. Like there are definitely. I know I've said some things where I've been like, might need to walk that back in a few years, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. But I mean, there have been people who have said some really outrageous things on like a TikTok
Yeah.
while wearing their like Denny's manager's outfit, and people go
Oh,
find
yeah.
that person,
It's a dumb
and
move.
you're canceled. Yeah, it happens.
Um, but you just made me think of like, so I know that in our county this is the case, but also I'm sure it's like everywhere. There's like for the school year that's like about to start, tons of teacher shortages and bus driver shortages and crossing guard shortages and like shit like that. But I wonder, a part of me wonders if for obviously a lot of it's probably because of COVID and like probably like they think they should make more money and that kind of thing. But I wonder if for teachers, some people just don't want to do it because of the way things are going and like,
Ooh, this actually kind of leads into one of the topics I was going to bring up.
okay.
And I think it could also have something to do with like, um, I'm gonna guess you haven't heard of. Oh, I'm sure. I know you've heard of it because I've definitely heard of it, and in some ways, I think might have even been taught it to a little extent. That like, there's like a fear that like we're overpopulating the world.
You
Like
mean
that.
just everybody on
Yeah.
Earth in general?
Yes. Like that.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
There's always been. I know that I've always heard
I
of
saw a Jordan Peterson clip about that today.
the opposite.
Yeah,
That
that like
the
people are
real
foolish for thinking that
yeah
because
the real fear is I heard it from Elon. I've also heard it from Jordan Peterson. The real fear is called it's like population collapse.
sorry, I couldn't see the time.
In that it's like the like
Well,
we're not populating.
let me tell you what I don't know if it's the same clip or whatever we're thinking, but he was just speaking on like people that claim they don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
He was speaking on that because he said like if you say that you don't want to have kids, you're either I forget the one word that he said, you're either this or you're immature. And the reason being is because like everybody since the beginning of time, not everybody obviously, but like that's what we've been doing is reproducing. Like that's what we're so if your reasoning for not wanting to have kids is because you think people are having too many babies and like overpopulation, then it's just foolish or something like
Yeah.
that along those lines is what he was saying.
It sounds like that's a different clip, but I mean
Probably.
I heard he's spoken on the idea of this like population
So
collapse, which is like
like a lot of people dying off.
well people yeah I mean dying off, but also people getting into an age where like you're not refilling the let's call it like the market of youthful people to do jobs throughout like the entire like economical system, like
Because
not
people
just
don't want to work, is that why?
no I mean because like yeah, people like age out, people die. um Elon Musk was saying like it's already happening in Japan, where I think in Japan, like last year, they lost what? There was like a difference in I think 6,000 or 60,000 people.
So tell me why
Like, their
though? Like people
population
aren't having kids, or the young
Yeah,
people
that's
just
part of
don't
it.
want to work
No.
normal jobs.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with not wanting to work. It has everything to do with there won't be enough people to do these jobs because people
Okay.
aren't reproducing enough.
Okay.
Because for a long time
I didn't know that,
we've been
but I
fed this idea that like we're going to overfill the population.
right.
And Elon Musk was saying that one of the things you look at, and one of the things that it's a very good indicator of if this is happening, is the rate at which adult diapers are selling versus child diapers.
Oh,
And he said that
interesting.
in Japan, within the last couple of years,
That's a great measuring tool.
it hit the tipping point where in Japan they're selling
Really?
more adult diapers than child diapers.
So,
And that basically more people are dying off or moving into like the retirement sector
yeah.
than people are being put into the system to do jobs. Like there's an unequal amount
You know, I
leaving
wonder
that's
what
going in.
drives that, like people not having as many kids or wanting to I wonder if there's probably
Well,
a ton of factors.
there's a ton. I mean, there's 100% a ton. But like one of them, and I only put it together again because like I listened to him so much. But I think part of it does go into one of the what I'm sure is 1,000 factors is like this feminism of like the most important thing you're ever gonna do is like your job.
Oh,
And I would even say that extends to men as well. I think
just being career driven
yes,
instead of
but I think it
yeah,
obviously because the women
I can't get
bear
on
the
that though.
load of children
Yeah.
way more than men do. That it's probably
So what? Like people
but
that are
I think women to an extent are being talked out of having kids because they're basically being told like, well, your career is the most important thing. Like this striving for
they're
this
being
quote.
told that or they just believe that and they want
Well,
to be
if they're believing it, it's because they're being told that. I mean, no, I don't
Oh,
think
you're
any.
talking about feminists like well we have to work and be like equal to men in like the
Yes,
workforce.
yes. Like
So that's what
there's this propaganda going on, and it's been going on for a while, like since the 70s, of like women should be striving to escape or tear down this patriarchal structure that has held them back in life.
yeah.
And part of that is being told like your career is going to be the most important thing in your life.
Yeah, who I
As a
mean, who started that?
I mean, oh dude, fucking psychos.
Like obviously I've heard of like that kind of
Psychos who just
feminist
think
mentality, but I like what's so bad about being on the home front and taking care of
nothing.
kids and house?
It's quite important.
Very.
Well,
But
that's part of the argument. Part of the argument when that I've seen like given to these like feminists who bring up the idea of like, oh well, why should I just be like Susie Homemaker or whatever the fuck they call it? And it's like, man, you're really like spitting in the face of like thousands of years of women.
yeah.
Like you're already standing on their shoulders to be where you're at, and now you're looking back and being like, you guys were fucking worthless.
Yeah.
Like you just let the men hold you back, didn't you? It's like, oh, because society would have just rolled
Hold you back
without.
from what though? Like more money? Is that all you're after?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I mean, more money. No, it's not even more money. It's power specifically. They.
Yeah.
It seems to be that power is they're confusing these radical people are confusing power with.
Do you think that I kind of think that's a selfish way of
Yeah.
because for them to strive for power instead of wanting to raise a new generation that's going to take over once you're gone and leaving like the world a better place because of your kids, striving for power in your lifetime is so selfish to me.
Yeah. Well,
And not worrying
you're a
about
very nice
the future.
idealist of a person. There are
Yeah, I don't know. That's
there's
just
confused and twisted people out there. Like,
I can't get on board with that
and there are
way of
people who
thinking.
there are people who probably legitimately think that it's a real like yeah that like this is how I'm supposed to think. And then there are just confused
I
people who
know.
hear this and are like, well, if that's what they think, then I guess I should think that too.
Yeah.
And if you can, now we're in a day and age where if you can be really loud, like I said, I don't know, podcasts ago, like I think one of the biggest faults with the people that I think we fall in line with, like middle list people who at the end of the day just like our greatest fault is we do just want to be left alone.
Right.
And so we're very willing to just be like, dude, just shut the fuck up. Like, just don't talk to me, whatever. Just
Yeah.
don't talk to me about it. I don't fucking care. And all that gets us is the minority shouting louder and getting their way. Because there's just so many. I think
Right.
the real majority is us just being like, dude, we just want to be left alone. Like, we want to be left alone to the extent of, like,
Do whatever you
just
gotta do.
just don't scream in my face,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Like, just don't scream in my face. We'll shut the fuck up and just like we're just too busy working and trying to get
Right.
from day to day.
Right. But yeah, that's such a look at his paws twitching. Wait, don't wake him up.
Touch his paws if I want to touch his paws.
Yeah, that's a crazy way.
And well, and it's like
It's a very
the idea is that
You know,
for
some
the most
people
part
say that having kids is selfish, but I think that's more selfish. To just be so concerned with like like obtaining power
Yeah.
for your lifetime and not wanting to continue the species in a positive way.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I wonder why else like people just aren't interested in like having more kids. Does China still have that like only one baby rule? Remember they had that like
Yeah.
I wonder if that's still
Probably.
a thing.
Probably.
I wonder if they regret it now.
I don't know.
But it also popped into my head like I wonder if just like the younger generation doesn't want to.
I don't think it was one baby. I think it was just you could only have one girl. They didn't want to. They don't want to have too many like baby carriers.
Yeah.
Men were fine.
Baby carriers. But I wonder if another reason like the younger generation isn't really like working all these normal jobs or whatever you said is because like there's a bunch of like not like ways to like cheat the system, but like fucking OnlyFans and like this stuff to make quick money. You don't need to go out there and work.
Yeah.
Like just flash your titties online and
Yeah.
old pervs will pay for it.
I'm sure. Well, I would imagine that's a small percentage of it, but I just
Yeah.
I don't know if like actual valuable skills are even like I think we're in a weird place right now where
That
like
was weird. Sorry.
like no one's being encouraged to learn skills outside of like
Like in trade schools and stuff, you mean?
well just I mean yes, but also just of like I don't think people are encouraged to be like be the best mathematician. Like it seems like everyone is just being encouraged to be like just be fair and equal with everything. Like there's no best. There's no being the best mathematician or the best writer. There's just be equal, and it's crazy because it's like it's just so inherently not a thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, and like I mean
like we just want everything to be fair. Like
that would
what
suck
the
if
fuck
you
does that mean? That doesn't
if you have like a real talent but it goes untapped because you're just I don't know, held back by all this like woke stuff.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I just don't think there's enough encouragement either. Like I
by
would have met by
family.
family, teachers, all of it. I mean, I think it's also really hard to like outside of family and teachers. Like I don't even think society is set up anymore where you can have like a mentor. Like the older that I get, the more that I listen to like Jordan Peterson stuff, it really makes me like contemplate like going to church, not because I'm going there to like believe in Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
but like to go there to roughly going there to meet people that have probably similar core values to some extent,
Mm-hmm.
but like there aren't like mentors, like even like I mean I remember like my coach for hockey.
Mm-hmm.
He was my coach for like 8 years. He was awesome. Like I had a lot of good experiences with that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know
Probably
like
be
outside of sports you even get anything close to that, and I don't even know if you even get that in sports anymore.
probably because these days one wrong move and you're like in the news for being a
Yeah,
creeper.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just I don't know. It seems like
I
when
mean,
the world was smaller, it was easier.
you don't consider your parents to an extent?
Well, no, that's what I said. Like outside of your family,
Oh, okay,
your
yeah, yeah.
immediate family, and possibly school teachers, which in
Yeah,
this day and age, like, I hate to blanket statement, like
about
broad strokes
teachers.
about teachers,
Yeah.
but like, I wouldn't, I, w- I would have to be proven in the opposite direction to trust a teacher. I'm at this,
Trust them how?
I'm at this point under the assumption that all teachers, for the most part, are fucking psychos that are trying to. It's too easy, whether it's like wokeism or transgenderism, or if it's something even less minute, like something less important. I'm sorry. Like, to have them just put their agenda onto a
Oh.
kid that you're just shoving off to them for 6 hours a day.
Well, I think to be fair, teachers I believe, like go through their whatever each year, like training or refreshing of the like curriculum and like stuff that they have to kind of conform to. But I do agree with you. There's probably a lot that can't
Yeah, I'm
help but
talking
put
about
their
I'm
own.
not even talking about the things that they're learning. I'm talking about the manner
No,
in
I'm
which
not
they
talking
would
about
learn
that.
it.
I'm talking about like, so somebody told me last year, I think, when they first, like at the beginning of the year, and I'm not gonna, obviously not gonna say who, but said that they had to go through like a training or like rules or whatever before the kids started, or something like that, that said to in order to encourage or something like that about gender equality, and
Yeah.
they had to, if a kid identified as whatever or dressed as whatever, they could use that bathroom, that corresponding
Oh,
bathroom.
okay.
So
Well,
like that kind of thing that the school is pushing onto the teachers, like I don't think that they, obviously they can't help that. Like they can't,
yeah, they can. I mean, they can,
I mean they could
like,
quit,
yeah.
but I'm saying if
Yeah,
they're,
to me that's a big enough thing. There's like, yeah, dude, you
yeah,
enough of you need to quit to make that not be a thing anymore because that's crazy.
right.
And
And I wonder if that's still a thing, because
uh,
my first thought was like,
you've
you
brought
get
this
the
up to me a
right,
couple times, and I'm like, it's definitely not happening in our county. There's no way it's happening in our county. We're in a
yeah,
red we're in a red county. There's just no way that that's
yeah,
happening here.
because you get the right age groups, and like people are,
And I also
kids are
again
just gonna like play
I'm
jokes and
I'm
stuff.
also I'm skeptical enough to believe that people are also willing to say like, "Oh, this is happening in my school now," just to say it, and it's very possible that
Oh,
it's
you think
not even
so?
happening.
Yeah.
Like Maryland's a blue state. I just feel like I would hear about it. If boys were able to go into women's bathrooms in our state, I feel like I interact with enough adults that I'd be hearing about it daily,
Right.
and I just don't ever hear about it.
Yeah. I mean, trust me, I hope it's not a thing, but that's just what I was told. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could never, like
But I'm
my
skeptical enough
initial,
though to not trust any of like just to instantly be like just skeptical of the people in like the teaching system now right now,
yeah,
like the school system. It just like it doesn't seem like you have the it doesn't seem like you actually have the kid's best interest at heart. It feels like you're acting like you're trying to, but really,
Yeah.
like, you just have this weird fucking agenda. Like, I don't even understand, like, the only way that my brain begins to wrap itself around what the agenda could be, it instantly makes me think, like, oh, you're just being crazy. Like, my brain goes, the most logical thing is, like, the craziest of scenarios, which is, like, they really are trying to, like, groom children to be
You
very
mean like,
easily malleable as they get older. That when the next
oh,
generation of children get into their 20s, that they'll be basically pushovers for whatever the next wave of, like, weird, radical, like,
yeah.
social justice nonsense is. And
Yeah.
it's a legitimate problem
So
because it's going to be
you're
an entire.
referring to like recent and current. You're not talking about like when you were in school.
No, when I was in school, it was maybe just because it was when I was in school. It seemed pretty normal.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
we
I
didn't get in
don't.
trouble for, like, snapping girls' bra. Like, we were like 11. It's just what. Damn, babe.
Put that shit on
No,
silent.
put your fucking phone on silent, bitch.
Um,
Not saying that was a good
I
thing, but I mean, it was like,
I don't.
normal enough.
Yeah, I don't know if you can make that blanket statement.
I mean, I made it.
I know, but and
I,
have it be
I,
like actually accurate.
no,
But
it's probably not actually accurate, but as an adult with a child,
yeah,
I feel safer trusting that blanket statement right now than being like, well, we'll just send him to school and see how it goes.
right.
Like, no,
Yeah,
you got one shot at, like, making him not be a fucking psycho, and
right.
gonna fucking
I think
pile
we're
up the sandbags around that shot and make it.
I think we're doing a good job so far. He's not
19 months in,
about to be 20 actually.
he's not fucking saying he's a girl yet, so that's cool. And that's that. The other thing too is just, like, it's not even some macho dad thing. Like, if he grows up and is gay, fine, don't care. I mean, I care that, like, I care for the sake of, like, okay, if this is the right decision for you, cool, I care. I want to make
Right.
sure that you're making the right decision.
Exactly.
I want to make sure that your, like, feelings are right and being felt. But I don't care in the sense that, like, I'm not gonna hate him for being gay.
Right.
But it would be weird if tomorrow he was like, do I see? And I'm like, maybe not. Maybe we just get you
Maybe
some
not.
jeans, dude.
Oh my gosh. Shit, I even forget what I was gonna say.
Yes.
But anyways, are you like done your rant?
I didn't think that was much of a rant.
No, it
I just
wasn't.
don't.
But you want to wrap this up, episode 7?
Oh yeah, because we got a fucking late night pod. Ooh.
Late night pod.
This next episode is. I want to go spooky on this next episode. We're getting so close. So close to this December,
You know
September,
what?
which means it's so close to October.
And my mom and I were in the store the other day, and she bought him some Charlie Brown Halloween jams
Nice.
that they're in his room ready to be worn.
Your mom's good. She's a good apple.
Yeah, so are we done on that topic?
Yeah, dude, don't trust the schools yet. I think we have probably 8-10 years before we can really get back to trusting them.
You think?
I
It just
hope.
depends on
I hope.
how shit goes down.
Yeah.
But yeah, totally for homeschooling. Homeschooling for the win.
Yeah, as long as,
As long as what?
I don't know.
You don't think I'm smart enough?
Didn't say that out loud, but
We'll find out, I guess.
yeah.
Okay, guys. Thanks for listening. If you don't already, check us out on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like, share,
We need to
subscribe.
bump that
It
number
apparently
up.
helps the YouTube algorithm. I
I heard
never
that it helps if
I
you
never
comment
thought-
too.
I just never thought. Yeah, I think it does. I never thought that I'd actually have to be doing this part, because whenever I hear it on other podcasts that I listen to, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't
Oh,
want
it
to hear
helps the
about it.
algorithm just to say it?
No.
Mm.
But as a listener, when I would hear other people be like, all right, like, share, subscribe, that whole thing, I would just be like, okay, dude, whatever. Next. But, yeah,
Well,
like, share, subscribe, it seems to matter.
it definitely matters. And
Comment,
follow us
email,
on...
questions. Do we have any new questions?
We don't this time.
Fuck me, dude.
But follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at same page, the pod. We don't have a question, but one of my friends who's an avid listener told me a couple episodes back, she was like, you could just scrape the burnt off the toast. And I was yeah, but I didn't say this, but in my head I was like, yeah, but it's so like brittle and like hard at that point. You can't scrape that off. Like, it's fucking hard. I'm not trying to bite into a brick.
You're really fucking your toast up then.
It's already fucked. It's like black.
Well, then, yeah, because you've really fucked it up.
So I'd rather just start the hell over and not try to save this one slice of bread.
If edges have, like, crisped up more than other places, yeah. You just take, like, a butter knife, gently.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common trick.
You know what reminds me of that commercial where...
culinary trick.
It reminds me of that.
You can really save a piece of bread from burnt to normal if you are delicate enough with it and didn't fuck it. I've seen some of the toast you've produced, though, and it's,
But the bread gets hard. You can't, like, unharden the bread.
Well, not all of the bread is hard. Again, you're really just you're burning the toast at that point. You are.
We've been through this.
Yeah.
I am.
But you could catch the toast earlier where it isn't just hard.
But I'd hold.
All right. Well, then stop walking away from the toaster. I mean, the fact that it was a revelation to you that the second time you you're like, oh, the toaster was already hot.
No, you know what was a revelation is when I realized there was a cancel button and I realized what it did.
Yeah,
thanks to you.
I don't know what else.
So I can't be the only one.
Imagined it did.
I can't be. I don't even look at those fucking buttons until you pointed it out. But I can't be the only one who, when they wanted to stop the thing short and like get it out before it pops itself,
you would just force the thing
I did.
Up. Yeah.
Pushed up the fucking
That's
popper.
how you break the toaster.
Well, it's getting back at me for sure.
I'm
burning my shit.
There's a thing that latches it shut when it's down.
Yeah, I just
and then when the timer goes off, it goes boop and lets it up.
Yeah. So
you're keeping the thing latched, forcing it through it.
If anybody's like me and doesn't know that there's a cancel button, there's a cancel button.
Dude, the women of the 50s would be so disappointed with you. They would be like, this fucking bitch doesn't know how to work toasters.
Okay, anyways.
Yeah.
Also, it reminded me of that commercial. Maybe it was like Geico or something way back in the day where there's this waitress that gives this dude a sandwich and he's like, I asked for no mayo. And she like grabs the bread and like smears it on the side of the table. Just gives it back to him, like tries to get the mayo off on the table.
It's pretty cute. Pretty fun. It's a good visual.
Okay, anyway, so yes, also an email, samepagethepod@gmail.com.
Yeah. Questions. Any questions.
Yes. Topics,
anything.
questions.
It could be anything.
Debates.
Anything.
Something that irks you about your significant other.
You in a debate.
You already said that.
Yes.
And I still don't think it's true.
Yes. It's true.
So.
Totally true.
Finally, episode 7 recorded.
Yeah.
In the books.
Yeah, we're going to have basically like a. Well, I guess we're not going to. No, we're going to have like a double release, right?
Yeah.
Because we're behind.
I haven't really thought about it, but.
It's going to need to be a double release to get us back on sketch.
Yeah, back on sketch.
Back on sketch.
We're on vacay time.
Well, actually, this is going to have to come out first.
No shit. That's how that.
All right,
That's how a number line works.
7, a number line?
Number
line?
line.
Is a number line?
You remember the number line? Speaking of school, didn't you go to school? Elementary school?
I've never.
Number lines? You never had one at the top of your desk? Like the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s? Colton's going to have that.
Dude, you needed to arrange your numbers on a line to figure out how they worked?
It was just a thing in elementary school. Maybe you just didn't go to cool schools. Yeah. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.